Good morning. How are we doing? Time for another little early bird blibber blabber session, I guess. I got up super early this morning, about 5. Get me some sage going here. See if we can have a little chit chat. Getting better, getting back in the routine of the chitter chatter. Still kind of recovering from my workout yesterday a little bit. It's going good though. There went my alarm again. I keep forgetting about that. Got a couple of people in here now. How you doing? What's up, y'all? Well, what's happening? So yeah, I'm still kind of recovering a little bit from my workout yesterday. It's getting better though, man. It's getting better. See, this is one of the things that it kind of just feels like it's coming along right at the right time, because I know the process of anything that you want to see results with, and that is to just stay consistent, Stay consistent. And I wouldn't have had, not even a year ago, I wouldn't have had the faculties to stay consistent with something like this, because it is incredibly uncomfortable, dude. Incredibly, There's some people, what's up, from England. 2 people from the UK tuning in. What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Jackie, Kimberly, what's happening? What's up, y'all? Starting to feel better though, starting to feel good, and I'm seeing results a little bitty results, The scale is starting to be more friendly with me when I step on it, And I'm getting used to the discomfort, And every time I start getting kind of used to the discomfort, my trainer pushes me a little bit further, and a little bit further, and a little bit further, So, other than that, though, really all I have to talk about, I have a rest day today. Oh, today I have something interesting going on I forgot about. I have scheduled a Zoom call with Kyle Cease. Y'all know that guy? He now has a YouTube channel. I don't know how long he's had his YouTube channel, but he is a comedian. He's played in a couple movies. And I don't know if it was, I used to watch him all the time, like a long time ago. He was a stand-up comedian, He's been on Comedy Central and stuff like that. And all the time I used to watch him all the time. And then all of a sudden his videos start getting recommended to me about a month or 2 ago. I'm like, I know that guy. I used to watch that dude all the time, And I commented on a couple of his videos, and then all of a sudden he said, I've been watching your stuff too, and I'm enjoying it. I'm like, what? What? I didn't really think that what I do for a living is, I don't really like talking about it, honestly. I don't really like just telling everybody what I do for a living, A lot of times you get some weird looks, And it's understandable, it's totally understandable, but I always have to break it down and explain it a little bit extra, if that makes any sense, Because every time somebody says, what do you do for a living? And I say, I'm a YouTuber, I always get the same response. Whoa, really? That's so cool, man. What do you do on YouTube? I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, I read tarot cards. And they're like, huh? I'm like, yeah, I read tarot cards, and I kind of break it down and explain them a little bit, or explain it a little bit to them. And yeah. And I just didn't really think that, I know I see the numbers on the screen, and obviously there is a very decent amount of people that are into it, but I just didn't really think, I don't know, I think that's one of those types of things that most people kind of keep secret, and don't really talk, because that's what I did, When I first started getting into the tarot, it was kind of embarrassing, I didn't talk about it a whole lot. I didn't really talk about it to anybody. I would watch the videos in private, and I didn't really go out announcing to everybody that, hey, this is what I watch, listen, But yeah, it was just kind of cool. He said, he responded and said, I've been watching your stuff too. I was like, what? Cool, right on. Maybe okay, one thing that I've noticed is that ever since YouTube verified me, and ever since then, every time I respond to a comment, I guess it stands out because I have the check mark next to my name now, you know? So I think that, oh, okay, well, this guy's a YouTuber too. You can tell. You can just, well, as soon as I comment, I have a check mark next to my name. And it makes, I think there's a lot of people, if I comment on the video and they see that, they click on it to see who I am, you know? So that's probably and honestly how he stumbled upon it. But it just kind of, it threw me a little bit. And one thing led to another, and his assistant started following Leah on Instagram. And she ended up getting a reading from me too. And anyway, scheduled a Zoom call to chat with him today. So that's going to be interesting. I'm really not sure why or what about, but he's like a really, like, he's one of the people here recently that I started kind of like following because, you know, back when I very first stepped onto my path, I had all these, you know, public figure people that I would look up to and admire and listen to what they had to say and all this stuff. And once I started becoming more known on the internet, that kind of slipped away a little bit. I didn't do it on purpose. I don't think I'm better than anybody, you know. I didn't say, oh, okay, well, I'm the man now. I don't need to listen to you. It wasn't like that, you know. I can't really explain why. I just kind of slipped away from, it's like, okay, well, I'm one of those people now. But now I feel like instead of like everybody else being lights for me to follow, and it's easy that way, you know, now I feel like, oh man, now I'm one of those people holding a light for people to follow. And then it gets kind of scary and lonely. And a couple of you who have, you know, been following me for a long time have seen me kind of fall into bouts of depression over that. I have, man. I have. It's gotten lonely a couple times, you know, because at that point, there's something else I want to talk about too, and I'm processing how I'm going to word it, okay? Because it's kind of a little risky to talk about. But anyway, yeah, I kind of fell into some bouts of loneliness a little bit, and it got to the point where I would like search for somebody to follow. Like, I need a wing. I need somebody to take me under their wing, and nobody would do it. I just felt like I got abandoned, you know. And okay, so here, let me see if I can word this. I'm gonna carefully pick and choose my words. That a lot of really big, well, not a lot, let's not say a lot, several really big names on the internet really took a strong liking to me there for a little bit. Until it came out and was public that I'm not gay. Okay, these were gay guys, right? And once it came out public that I'm not gay, they all shut me out and ignored me. I'm like, there's no way. Why? Really? Seriously? That's what it's about, you know? I thought I'm in this for something totally different than that, you know? I have no interest. That's so far away from what it is I'm doing here. You know, I never was out searching for a lover. I never wanted to use my popularity to my advantage to you know, does that make any sense? Again, I'm carefully picking and choosing my words. I'm not going to name any names, okay? But yeah, and again, I just kind of, long story short, I've been getting used to and more comfortable with, okay, well, I'm having a really hard time finding anybody that has anything to say that I think, oh, yes, this helps me. This is helping me progress, you know? This is motivating me. I'm having a really hard time finding anybody. Of course, you know, Everyday Masters and all of them, they're still definitely on my team there like that. And then this dude popped up, Kyle, and I'm like, dude, he can just straight up hit the camera. And you know those tangents that I go on sometimes? I'll go on like a tangent. He'll make a whole video about one of those tangents, you know, where we're sitting here reading tarot cards, and I'll just stop and take like maybe 3 or 4 minutes to go on this big explanation, this big tangent of breaking something down spiritually and energetically and this and that. Man, this dude will just set a whole video like 30 minutes long on one of those tangents and just flow from one to the next to the next. I'm like, dude, that's what I'm talking about right there. So I found it very interesting that you know. I don't know. At first it was really weird catching the eyes and being acknowledged by, really, really popular people, who have seen some things and stuff like that, seen some fame and stuff, but now it's not really like that. Now it's like, okay, I don't really care how far you progress. You always have a new mountain to climb. There's always a new ocean to swim. There's always a new level. And I think I'm with a lot of you in here this year, in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Everybody has a different level that they're on. But we got to a level where we're like, okay, now what? Now what? Dude, now what? It's like you're riding down the road, you know what I'm saying? I was bullied a lot, so growing up, a lot of you have heard me talk about that. But if you're cruising down the road on a bike and then that bully comes up and jams a stick in your wheel, and it slams you to a stop just to hurt you. It's almost what 2020 feels like, don't it? Isn't it? So I'm there with you. It's just like, whoa, skirt. And, okay, hold up. Take a breath. What are we gonna do from here, So, anyway, I didn't really have a solid point I was getting to with all that. I guess just kind of a video opener-upper, a little conversation starter, but got that going on today. Makes you stronger, yeah. Yup. And if you're careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Because if you want that strength, there's only one way to get it. You don't wake up with it, You don't wake up with wisdom. The things that I say, I've said this before, but I know a lot of people, I'm not self-proclaimed to be all wise and stuff like that, but a lot of people would argue that I'm way beyond my years and very wise. And let's just say that doesn't come easy. It doesn't come easy. It comes with, how am I going to word it? It comes with, let's just say, I have some very scary stories. Very scary stories, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if you're one of those people, and I know there's at least one person who will watch this video at some point who will end up being a light, right? And it ain't easy, is it? You don't get your wisdom. You don't just wake up. You don't just go talk to a burning bush and get given your wisdom. It doesn't work that way. You gotta get drugged through the 7 gates of hell. Thanks y'all for the positive feedback. Appreciate it. Like working out for the first time. Yeah. Working out for the first time, and you think you're all right, cool, I'm getting good. Then you got to work out more, and you got to push yourself harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. And it's just, yeah. So those of you, I know there's a lot of people out there who really want to be guides and teachers for a lot of people, and that's cool. But if you want to be, this is going to sound arrogant and cocky, and I don't mean it that way, okay? I don't know any other way to say this though, but if you want to be of any relevance, and you want to have actual words that, things to teach people that will actually make a difference in their life, then be prepared, man. Be prepared. It's not easy, and it is cool to be part of it, It's cool. I don't really have a solid point with all that though, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna wrap that up, but I don't really have one, Life's journey filled with a lot of lessons. Yeah. Are they done though? I'm human too. I think the same thing. Am I done? Am I done experiencing things that aren't gonna kill me but make me stronger? Am I done? Universe is like, hold my beer, It's all good though, man. It's all good. After a certain point, you break through, and I don't really know where my breakthrough was. I know I like to refer a lot to my homeless days, because that was in and of itself a very life-changing, eye-opening game changer for me. That was the first time well, probably still about the only time my identity that I had spent several years building, pretty much my whole life, building this identity, was just shattered, you know? And I had to rebuild it. But I don't know if that was my actual breakthrough though, you know? I don't know if that was my actual breakthrough because even after that, I still just had the desire to just skate by and not really have to put forth too much effort and energy, you know? We all kind of want to be lazy and we want things handed to us and we want things done the easy way and we always want this magic secret, this special pill you can take or switch you can flip or affirmation you can say once and just changes everything. It doesn't work that way, you know. And I know this, we all know this, and we all have that voice in the back of our heads and that breakthrough, I guess, where you're just tired of being at the bottom of your rope or at the end of your rope, you know, at the bottom, and it's like, okay, well, all right, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and put myself through whatever I gotta go through to see whatever results I need to see, you know? And it's like living your life outside of your comfort zone, you know? Living your life, your whole life outside of your comfort zone. And I always have to hammer this point, you know, within moral boundaries. I'm not advocating anybody do anything immoral, okay? So no, I'm not saying go out and do anything wrong. But within those boundaries, if you're outside of your comfort zone doing things that make you uncomfortable and make you nervous and scare you a little bit, you're on the right track, you know? That's the part that I make it a really strong point to make known because, like I said, if you want to be of any relevance, meaning to me, when I say relevance, what I mean is I tell you things that if you actually apply it, you will see results. You will see. You won't be laying around hoping anymore. Those days of hoping are over. If you take the advice I have to give you, you will watch your life transform, you know? And there you have, if you want to be in that position, you have to say a lot of things that a lot of other like public figures are too afraid to say. They're too afraid to say because they're more worried about their reputation and their popularity than they are actually helping people. And I'm not, you know, making a difference to me is my number one priority. Then I care about my popularity, you know, then I care about my money and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I'd put all that on the line. I would put all that on the line. I don't care what you think about me at the end of the day. I don't care how mad you get at me when I say something. I know for a fact, I can look at myself in the mirror and know that what I'm telling you will help you, you know? And there's a lot of people out there who, well, I want to paint it up and make it sound pretty, you know? And that's why a lot of people, myself included, I was one of those. That's how I know this. I was one of those that I would latch on to a philosophy or an ideology or just something that somebody was preaching and saying, and I just found myself going in circles. I'm like, man, I'm really not accomplishing anything. I feel like I'm painting this very unrealistic picture that doesn't really exist. I don't really think you're that person you're making yourself out to be. I don't really think you've lived those experiences and really know what in the hell you're talking about, you know? And come to find out, it's because people who are like that, who are afraid to tell you about the hard stuff, are full of shit. They're full of shit, okay? So it's very important that don't be afraid to talk about the fact that it's hard, you know? It's hard and scary. People always can say, am I on the right path? Are you following your gut and putting up with the fear? Are you following your gut and dealing with the fear? Then yes. Yes. It's hard to do. That's hard to do. It's really hard to do. That's why all these people get into this battle of heart and mind, you know, the grand battle of heart and mind, or as people like to word it. I don't really like to call it heart and mind. I like to call it higher self and ego. But for the sake of the conversation, the battle between heart and mind is tough because your higher self is telling you things that your ego doesn't like. Okay, and you have one or two choices at that point. You can follow the ego and ignore your intuition, which is what most people do. Or you can follow your intuition and ignore your ego, which is very fucking uncomfortable because the ego doesn't like not feeling like it's in control. The ego doesn't like doing things that it's not comfortable with. The ego, you know what I'm saying? So Again, kind of open-ended here. I don't really know how I'm going to wrap that point up, but if that makes any sense and helps people understand that yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Good morning, viewers, to you all too. Yep. I know I've been ignoring comments. I'm not ignoring you to be rude. I'm just talking. And yes, well, yeah, we're our own worst enemy, but the thing about it is at the end of the day, you're also your own best friend. It's funny. It's funny how, now the goal is, here's the goal. You know what cognitive dissonance is, right? Cognitive dissonance. Okay, that is that feeling of extreme discomfort when you are entertaining two thoughts that contradict each other. Like, if I provide you with stone cold, rock hard evidence that goes against something that you believe in very strongly, which I can do, I do it all the time, it produces this really uncomfortable feeling. This really uncomfortable feeling. And the goal is to be able to receive information like that and not really feel any discomfort, to be able to sit here and entertain two contradicting thoughts and be okay with it. Okay, cool, you know, because let's dig up a little wormhole a little bit here, okay? I'm gonna test your all's boundaries. I'm gonna test them right now, okay? The truth of the matter is everything is right and wrong at the same time. Everything is. Everything. Oh yeah. So where two people are recalling a past event, and they both swear up and down it happened this way. Swear up and down. No, it didn't happen like that. This is what happened. And the other person with the same level of conviction says, no, it did not happen this way. This is how it happened. Well, guess what? Guess what? They're both right. They're both right. You say, who's right? They're both right. Because they're linking up to a different timeline. The aspect of me that you're speaking to right now came from a timeline where it happened the way I see it. And the aspect of you, which isn't the same aspect I was interacting with back on that timeline, okay, because we're both multifaceted, multidimensional beings, you're recalling it the way it happened on your timeline. We just didn't come from the same timeline. We've shifted timelines. You see what I'm saying? And this aspect of you came from a different timeline, came from the timeline I was on. Does that make any sense? I know a lot of you are just like pushing the walls out a little bit, right? Well, I'm gonna back away from that wormhole a little bit, okay? Y'all think you've heard me talk about some shit before. No, not really. It goes much deeper. Much, much deeper. Much, much deeper, okay? So it's very important to understand, just allow yourself sometime. Next time you find yourself debating with somebody, this is a challenge, even with me. I even struggle with this too, but the next time, back away and say, you know what, you are right, and so am I. You are right, and so am I. We came from different timelines. We came from totally different timelines. There is a timeline out there. There is a dimension where this is happening right now, but this is turned ever so slightly that way. There are infinite dimensions and timelines happening right now. All happening right now. You are living multi-dimensional lives on this planet and on other planets right now. Okay, I'm gonna back away from that wormhole now, okay? Anyway, y'all awake now? Y'all awake now? How do we shift timelines? How do we shift timelines? You know that little off switch I teach you all about? The most successful people on the planet have access to the little off switch. It's hard. It's hard to pull your focus away from something, okay? Because whatever you give your focus to, you're helping create those timelines. It's tough. It's tough. Pull your focus away from those timelines and you won't experience them. Like me and you could be talking right now and you could be giving your focus to certain timelines. I'm giving my focus to a different set of timelines. I'm going to go experience what I'm focusing on. You're going to go experience what you're focusing on. And in really extreme cases, This is the last thing I'm going to say before I back away from this wormhole. On your timelines, you could witness somebody die. They didn't die. Not in their timelines. They just went off and you all were just parting timelines in such a massive, y'all were going in so different directions from that point that there's no way you two could exist in each other's realities. And they probably saw you die on their timelines too. But you didn't. You're just going off and experiencing something different. Way different. Two total opposite directions. Yeah, I'm gonna back away from this wormhole now. I know I've said that like 3 times now, but that's the last thing I'm gonna say, okay? This life is not what you think it is. Reality is not what you think it is. This world is not what you think it is, okay? Keep that in mind. Anywho, how's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody doing? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Betty, I know. That's why I'm just going to back away. I'm going to back away from that. It's all good. I'm not the only one with that kind of message to send. I'm just, like I've said a million times, I care about the awakening of the planet. Okay? I care about you understanding it and you being able to make the baby steps. I care about that. I care about that. I don't care how awakened you think I am. I don't care how you perceive me. I'm not here to look like this, oh, this big spiritual person, and I'm so enlightened, blah, 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 blah. No. Because if you see me like that, that's like saying, okay, well, I'm going to teach you how to speak a foreign language. And I'm going to put you in like the most advanced class in which, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's going to fly right over your head. You're not going to understand anything, you know? You're not going to understand anything. It's my responsibility. If I am here to actually make a difference and assist, I have to link up to everybody, as many people as possible, in a way that everybody can understand. Einstein said, if you can't explain it to a 7-year-old, you don't understand it well enough. All right? I take that very seriously. I take that. That's one of those quotes that I hold close to me. Okay? So, that's why I kind of shy away from those things. I've mentioned this a lot of times before, that there's a lot of things as far as awakening and enlightenment goes that I shy away from because, to be 100% honest with you, I feel like this is the mission that I have, y'all. In being part of the 144,000, the mission that I have is this right here. All this does is lead you to me. That's all it does, from a spiritual perspective. Okay, there's 2 different perspectives, human and spiritual. If we're looking from my spiritual mission here, all this does is lead you to me. That's all it does. And the seeds that I plant once you get here are my job. That's my job, okay? That's my job. That make any sense? I'm opening up on a little bit of a different level this morning. Didn't plan to. I really honestly didn't have anything to say when I first came on here, but it just feels like that message is supposed to come through me, so yeah. Wormhole talks. I follow Christina Lopez. I don't know who that is. I don't follow very many people, y'all. Not very many. Not very many. Because I'm at a point where, how am I going to say this? I need, if I'm going to follow somebody, it's very important. I don't want to just hear you say things. Like a lot of people, one of the biggest things that gets us following people is that we can relate to them, right? You know, there's a lot of people out there who follow people just because they can relate and it makes them feel not so alone. And I get that. I totally get that. I totally understand how that is. However, I need to follow somebody who's up on that next level that I want to get to, if that makes any sense. And I know, again, I'm carefully picking and choosing my words because I really know how that sounds, you know, but it's difficult to find somebody who, that's where I want to be next. I'm going to link up to what you say, you know? You're helping guide me up to the next level. If that makes any sense. Those are the types of people I need to follow. And looking and watching videos and watching what a lot of the people out there have to say, I haven't, except for like this dude I've been telling you about, he's one of them, but I've found very, very, very few people, very few, very, very, very few, who have a message that comes from that kind of place, if that makes any sense, you know? Make any sense at all? So, it's really the only way I can think to explain it. Really the only way I can think to explain it. There goes my muscles. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, that workout yesterday was Louie. And it got to the point, the AC went out in the little workout room. And we ended the session with push-ups. He's like, well, have you do push-ups, you know? And I'm fucking done, dude. I'm like, I can't promise you I can do very many of them right now. Because he done put me through 30 minutes of high intensity. High intensity. You know what I'm saying? That burns 700-800 calories, high intensity, fucking, you know, and I'm just like, my legs are shaking. They're made out of jello. And I'm like, I can't promise you I can do very many push-ups right now. He's like, that's all right. Just go until you tap out. And I did. Like, I got like 5 push-ups in. And at this point, like, I'm so sweaty. I got sweat just raining off of me. And my arms collapsed and I slipped and hit the floor. And he goes, you're the 4th person that's done that today. And I was like, okay, as long as I'm not alone, because the AC went out in that room, you know. And I live in the desert. It's a hot motherfucker here, you know what I'm saying? So, but right now I'm not, see, there for the longest time when I first started, I felt debilitated the next day. I dreaded walking upstairs, dude. Our bedroom's upstairs. And like when we would make it up to the steps, you know what I'm saying? Because at nighttime we kind of have our routine where, okay, it's time to go through the house, shut off all the lights, the blinds, and get ready to go upstairs and spend the rest of our evening. It's time to go to sleep upstairs in the bedroom. If I left something downstairs, I'd be like, oh, and I don't want to ask her to do stuff for me. You know, don't like that. She will. I'm just kind of too proud for that. But I would get up and I would be like, oh, I'm walking down the stairs. It was just like, fuck my life. Oh my God, you know. I'm not feeling that no more though. Feeling a little sore, but I'm good, man. I'm good, you know. I'm digging it. I wonder what it's gonna feel like next month this time, you know? It's interesting. I digs it. I digs it, man. Anyway. The way you stretch, yeah. He has me doing all these things that stretch. Man, muscles I didn't even know I had, dude. I got muscles in my back, dude, that are igniting. And I didn't even know I had like all these back muscles, you know, and a lot of the workout stuff he's doing is igniting all these back muscles. And it's weird. He says yesterday, you have no idea the insane amount of progress I've seen you make. He said, your movements are like 1,000 times better. He says, your posture is even better. Your back is straighter, you know? And my back is kind of slumped over a little bit, you know? And I sit here doing this all day, you know? He's like, your back was kind of slumped over, your back rolled a little bit. He said, now your back is straight. And I'm like, yeah, because I got these damn muscles. Everything you had me do makes these back muscles light on fire. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm starting to become aware of all these muscles I have in my back and shit. And it feels weird. But now it's like, I'm even sitting right here right now. It's like, I'm like straight. I didn't used to be. I used to just kind of like want to do this and just kind of slump over all the time, you know. And I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, no pain, no gain. Yeah. I don't know. See, here's the thing. Here's the cool thing. And this is what I was explaining to him. Like I said, he may possibly start a YouTube channel. And the way he goes about fitness, you know how if you go up to like a millionaire, you ever met a millionaire? Multi-millionaire? A lot of them who were just kind of like born into it can't really explain how to manifest money. They can't really explain it. I've heard millionaires say, oh, it can't be taught. You either understand it or you don't. I was like, no, that's not true, you know? Well, the same thing, people who do fitness. Like, have you ever met like this, somebody who's really super in shape? Out of 10, they just say little shit like that, No pain, no gain. You just gotta, you just gotta do it. And they just kind of talk like a caveman, you know what I'm saying? And I can't link up to that. But this dude who's training me can break it down and explain it. He approaches it from like a manifestation point of view and a Zen philosophy and like a lot of Buddhist philosophy. And it's just like, dude, we're linked up, I probably and honestly wouldn't be able to make it very far or be very enthusiastic about it if I was just with one of those meatheads that just kind of talked like a fucking moronic caveman, Oh, you just gotta do it. Yeah, you gotta just keep going. Blah, blah. Can't fucking link up to that. I don't speak retard, you know what I mean? I don't mean to offend anybody, but like, you sound stupid when you do that, man. You sound like a moron. And I don't know. No offense to whoever just said that. I'm not complaining about what you said. That is true. No pain, no gain. But me, I don't know what it is about my mind that, there's something about my mind that, I don't know what it is exactly, but, approaching things from an energetic point of view, anything. If you can explain something to me in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy, I understand it, I don't understand the simple little phrases, little cliche, that just goes in one ear and out the other, I just can't link up to and relate to that. But you come to me, I don't care what it is you have to talk about. If you want to explain it in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, I get it. I got you. Oh, okay. Now we're linked up. Remember how I was telling you I have horrible social skills because it's really difficult to just make noise at somebody that maybe they aren't relating to it. Maybe they are. I hate to sound like an asshole, man. I really don't want to be an asshole, but I just find so much what I interpret as bullshit, fake, surface level noise people are making at you just to distract themselves from their own head because they don't like to sit alone with their own thoughts. And if you ever approach me and, you're the type of person that thinks in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, I see you. Oh, I see you. Oh, okay. I get you. Now we're connecting. Now we can sit and have like a deep, long conversation, even if I don't even know who you are. It's energy. Like I tell people, you can't fake energy. I use the magnet example. Y'all ever heard me use the magnet example? Too many people take the magnet approach, okay? Meaning that you have two magnets, positive and negative end on each one. You put them together, the opposite ends attract. Well, too many people, if you can imagine that you're a magnet, well, I'm gonna make my negative sign a little plus sign, right? To fool the other magnet. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. This is energy. You can't fake energy. People try it all the time and they think their outer appearance and what they fool people into believing is the end all be all. And bull, you're sorely mistaken. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is energy, It's the way it works. So, man, the dogs are going crazy out there. What the hell, man? I never heard them do that. Anyway, though. I'm getting hungry. We gotta go to the grocery store. We've been putting it off because ever since the kids started school, oh yeah, that's another big thing. The kids started their little virtual school here at home, right? And it's this big headache because they were supposed to be assigned computers, from the school. And we got put on this waiting list. So now the two laptops we already have for the past couple of days have been being taken up for that. So Leah hasn't been able to get to emails. We haven't, what I'm saying? Everything's kind of been put on this weird random hold and we haven't been taken. We had the opportunity to take the kids to like the little daycare that they go to and they could do the school there. But for reasons that would just take a long time to explain, nothing personal or private, but just reasons that would take a real long time to explain, it would dig up a bit of a wormhole that I just don't really feel like fucking doing right now. We decided to keep them here, and do it all here. So, yeah, that's another big thing that's kind of been, we're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do a couple of adjustments to the schedule, a couple of adjustments to our daily routine. Oh yeah, and we haven't really had the time to go to the store. We haven't really had very much time to go to the grocery store because, you know, we're here with the kids and you know, you know, we got their school to focus on and this and that. And we run out of a bunch of things. We done ran out of eggs, we ran out of ketchup, you know. And I'm like, well, we got to get to the store, do some kind of grocery shopping. But we got to do that today. I'm sitting here, I'm hungry. Now my appetite's finally kicking in. I knew that was going to happen too. Because I've been up all morning and not hungry at all. Now my appetite's kicking in. You know, I'm hungry. I'm like, man, I want to go out there and make something, but I don't have anything clean. I eat clean now, you know what I'm saying? No bread, no overly processed garbage, you know, and just vegetables and fruit, stuff like that. That's really all I've been eating for the past couple weeks, you know, and I don't really have anything out there right now. We got food out there, we do, but just nothing clean for me to eat right now, you know, so yeah, ketchup's a big thing here in this house. yeah, so, but yeah, there's nothing really, I mean, we got our little, you know, bread and peanut butter and fucking burritos, frozen burritos. We got all kinds of stuff that I could eat out there if it was like an emergency, ramen and stuff like that. But like me, my diet's been just kind of like, okay, well, just like eggs and an avocado. You know, we don't have any avocados, no eggs. Or like just a piece of grilled chicken breast, you know, and some eggs or something like that. Don't have nothing, don't have anything. Or just a steak, just a straight steak with nothing else. You know, no mashed potatoes, none of that horse shit, you know. So right now, I'm probably gonna have to, well, here in a couple of minutes, I gotta go over here and wake her. Anyway, let me see, hang on. Oh yeah, I got to go. I gotta go get her up and then we're gonna go start the day. And anyway, yeah, it's a few minutes later than I thought it was. So I gotta go see what she's doing. Maybe she is up, I don't really know, but anyway, I gotta go ahead and cut and run, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and playing along. I'll see y'all sometime between now and the rest of all eternity, okay? Y'all have a good one.